It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D, 2E Detroit, or you can slide on over to the website rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. Make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so. We will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks out there who wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, it won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With that being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from up north, Joey James, a.k.a. I can never find your intro now. Double J, tell the people what you say.
Just want the world to know that only Zach Edey finds himself in rare company with Zion in terms of player efficiency at the collegiate level.
Here we go.
National Player of the Year.
There
maybe.
we go. All right. Zach Edey. Yeah, you mean the slow-footed guy? Big guy, slow-footed though. Footwork is terrible.
He's a hockey player.
What that got to do? What you do on skates ain't got nothing to do. Don't try to sit here and say hockey players. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Well, that's my point. Don't
you try to say hockey players' footwork is like soccer players' footwork.
Oh,
shout out to my man D Gully for the show on bus. Glad you could join us. Hey, hold that thought. Hold that thought. We got a couple comments rolling in already. We'll get to your comments here in a second. Man, you all are on time today. A few things I want to point out right quick before we get the show all the way rolling. D Gully, would you please let me inform the folks that's out there watching this. As always, if it wasn't for you all, we wouldn't be who we are and what we do here. So shout out to the folks out there that's checking us out, and all those who support us. I'm telling you all, you all don't understand. I forgot my line, and I don't mean to say it like it's a line or whatever it is, but I'm just saying, if it wasn't for them, there would be we are not above the people, we are of the people. You know what I mean? So again, shout out to the people. You know what I'm saying? We definitely will get to your comments. I just wanted to let you all know, if I sound a little raspy, craspy, it's because this weather in Cleveland has been more like Florida here lately. You know what I mean? 1 minute we get 25 inches of snow and -8-degree weather. No, Verners, please, it's all sugar. And then the next minute we get 75, 80-degree weather. Yes, it is. That stuff is not good for you. Good drink,
pictures, but everything.
Wait, Double J. I usually don't start out like this. First of all, I'm gonna say this. The only thing that me and TJ might agree on is the hair. You're going all natural. I gotta grow it out. It's a symbol of growth.
Okay.
Second of all, Second of all, Double J, do not let Barbershop give you slanders about that Burners. Because years ago, me and him engaged in a knockdown, drag out, 12 rounds, through in Manila about whether Burners or Canada Dry is the best ginger ale when you ill. And he was firmly on the side of Burners because it has the most ginger. So don't let him get all nuanced and all bougie right now. Like he don't remember. I know senility is an MF, but I know this. You was on the side of Burners. Yeah, you was on the side of Burners.
First of all, I'm glad that there was somebody there who could validate the things that were said prior to coming on the program, because there's a lot of people in the thread here lately. They think I just talk for the health of it and for the sake of it. I know my mind be slipping, but that's another story. But what did I say? I said it's a great drink. I just said it wasn't good for you.
Huh,
Helen?
Yeah, Helen. What great drink ain't good for you?
What?
What great drink ain't good for you?
Oh, please. Anyway, yeah, grape juice. Anyway, let's get some of these comments before we continue. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's my man D-Ruck, baby. D-Ruck. Oh, y'all, it's going down. I don't know whose side he gonna be on tonight, but okay, we about to see. He already on it. Okay, slow down. D-Ruck saying, he said Georgia beat the soul out of them boys. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Where you at? Double J? Yeah, that was for you. I got heat for you.
Oh, definitely.
I got heat for you.
Yeah, I do too. We can get. He said Georgia was eating wings in the third quarter. Yeah.
They legit were. They were legit eating wings in the third.
Yeah, shout out to D-Runk for bringing the noise already. Slow it down there, young fella. Slow it on down. Slow it on down. D-Runk, we glad you could be with us as always, man, because he be coming with the fire. Sometimes he be on Double J and TJ's side. Sometimes he be on my side. So hopefully we pick a side today. BSJ, baby. But anyway, Gully, would you tell Double J right quick in our viewers, of course, and our listeners or whatnot, would you tell them the advantage? Am I saying this right? Oh, boy, here we go. I'm already about to butcher it. The advantages or how advantageous it is when going to select or buying. Double J, can I share the news? Okay, shout out to Double J. He and his wife and his son Aiden have recently purchased a home. They built it from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. And we were just discussing before we came live right quick about TVs or whatnot. And I said, wow. And I was just telling him, I said, man, Gully, and if you want to, Gully, you can obviously plug what it is you do, your independent services or whatever it is, the company that you own and run or whatnot, what it is that you do, and why you and I were discussing a couple of days ago about the why the advantages of buying TV monitors. Yet D-Runk weighed in again. He said, shout out to Double J. We'll give it another one. Shout out, congrats on the Double J side. Yep. They're building me a guest room, by the way. I just want to let you know. Right here on the 14th
That's
floor.
true.
Okay, yeah, the man got his own Jenga building. I mean, like in New York. But anywho, why, if you're one of those people who are going to like the Best Buys and some of those, I don't know, we got a place here called B&B Appliance. I don't even know if they're still around. But anyway, them folks, the places that sell televisions and things of that nature, why it would be best to get a gaming monitor. Wow, I finally got all that out. Versus a TV. And then, but first, plug what it is that you do. And
okay. Well, first of all, thank you very much. As you might tell, I like to make sure that I'm engaged when I'm on here, and that's not a shot to anybody or whatnot, because we all.
But listen, but the hair like TJ, we get it. It's electro. You're a Marvel fan. What
all right.
do?
So look, so I'm actually on site right now. I'm a contractor. The name of the company is DLG Services, based out of Columbus, Ohio. But we are your audio, video, low voltage network technician source. So what we do is we're the implementation guys. When you have a new building or you have a new facility or you have something you want to do audio, video wise, you want to bring in a new network equipment, you want to set it up, you want to get the Wi-Fi there, you want to get the TVs there, you want to get the whole audio video set up. We're the team to call to get that done with quality, affordable rates. I've been in the industry for 10 years. I've been 7 years in the field. I figured I could take my talents and put them into something that could make it flexible for me and my family. Allows me to travel, but that's a bit personal. But the idea of it is the implementation, right? The IT that you see, pretty much, that's what we do. Point of sale systems. If you need a point of sale solution for your business, any type of industry, whether it be food service or commercial, that's what we do. Now, that gets us to the point here. So actually having purchased a television recently, once I was leaving from the a place where I was purchasing the TV, I noticed there was an abnormally large size gaming monitor. It was made by the same manufacturer that I bought the TV. It was an LG gaming monitor. And this monitor was something like 47 inches, right? But I looked at the price. And comparatively speaking, the price of that monitor for that size was significantly cheaper.
Do you see that? Do you see the comment? That's D.
Hey, listen, right, I will be in St. Louis. I will be in St. Louis actually first week of February. So if there's something a pressing need, we can definitely talk, man. So definitely we'll get that contact info, and there's something I can do for you, even on a consultation. We'll definitely take care of that. I'm glad that happened.
Hey,
Praise,
D-Run,
brother.
man,
Thank you.
shoot us your email too, man. You know what I mean? So we can reach out, man. That type of deal, man. I know you probably doing your 1-2 down there, or whatever the case may be, man. But shoot us your email, man. To
Absolutely.
the shop report 365 at gmail.com. THESHOPREPORT 365 at gmail.com. Go ahead, Gully.
All right, cool. Am I coming in pretty clear? Because I got this interview. I got my what you say now. All right, fantastic. All right, so leaving out of the place. Hey, listen, it won't be the last. All right, so leaving after purchasing the I'll tell you the brand. The brand was an LG. We got an LG TV, saw a 47-inch LG gaming monitor, right? And it got me to thinking, like, all right, well, I know first of all, for what it is I do, I need performance, right? As a gamer, you know, you want to make sure that what you see on the TV is as responsive as when you press your buttons. So it got me to thinking, well, wait a minute, hold on. I looked at the price of the TV versus I looked at the price of the monitor, the gaming monitor, compared to like the OLED, which is the top tier LG class. You got OLED, Nano, OLED top tier, Nano mid tier, UHD is their first tier, which is a still quality TV, but still in order, OLED, Nano, whatever. Point is, the price was significantly cheaper for the gaming monitor. Here's the advantage of the gaming monitor. Because it's a monitor, its job is to display content at the best, highest rate. So you're going to get a lot of colors, you're going to get reactivity, you're going to get a lot of very crisp picture, resolutions and all. Now, here's the other advantage, right? First of all, in this era, if we're talking about a TV or we're talking about a gaming monitor, they're plugged into a device that's already internet enabled. And with that internet enabled, you're already watching Netflix, watching Hulu, watching Amazon Prime, you name your subscription service. If I've already got those things and I've already probably own a Fire Stick or I've already bought a Roku, I don't necessarily need a TV with that software built in. I don't need a Roku TV if I've already got a Roku device, right?
We'll get to your comment in a minute, D-Runk.
So that being said, when you get consumer grade TVs, they have that built in to help inflate the cost. You're gonna get a monitor or TV that will have an extra hardware to be able to facilitate Wi-Fi and your apps and all that, which you already really don't need if you already have a Fire Stick. And people already know what they can use a Fire Stick for above and beyond what it's sold for, right? Plus for the Roku. So why not get a TV that could just essentially serve as a TV, being that it's a gaming monitor?
So basically you're eliminating all that extra function that you don't necessarily need.
Correct. The function. Go ahead.
So I'm going to ask you because matter of fact, I encountered this today. There was a 5-inch screen difference for $20 less. So bigger TV, and it was cheaper because it didn't have the Google TV, Google something TV built in, which is kind of that functionality that you're referring to. Now, I fully intend on having, like you said, like a cable box or some kind of device that's connected to whether it's television or monitor that would provide to third party, whether that's cable, etc. So this is the question I have: is that the rate what is that, ohms, hertz, that refresh
rate?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hertz,
Is it?
Yes.
What type of difference are we looking at with the monitor? Like, is it going to propel you are you paying a third tier price for first tier frame rates?
Yes, because has monitors, especially in the gaming space, monitors are only built for displaying the video content. So its job is to take information and put it out there in the best way possible. That means the most crisp display, and that means the fastest. So you already have this. So you already have a monitor display wise that's on a level with your TV. Plus, since you don't have to do the TV things, right? All it has to do with display. You've got a monitor that has crisp, and then you don't have to worry about the added cost of the software or the burdens of a malfunction of the software or the chipset that's required for a TV to essentially be a low-level computer. because it's got to have an operating system that can facilitate the settings, that can do the networking and do the Wi-Fi. All of that is already not necessary, because the monitor on a gaming monitor is getting video information alone from whatever the source is, be it your computer, be it your Roku or your Chromecast or whatever else. The other thing is too, on a practical sense, one less remote to lose, because what happens is when a gaming monitor receives no power or detects no power from the input, it's going to shut itself off. You ain't got to worry about leaving a TV on all night on a black screen and coming back to your electric bill. You got one less remote to use. So in the practical sense, if you're talking about a 40, a 32, to 37, to 40, even up to a 47-inch display that you want for your setting, if 47 inches will do, consider a gaming monitor first before you look at the TV, unless you get a phenomenal sale.
Hold on, let's get, and that's good stuff. Let's get to D-Ronk. Got a couple questions for you too. He said he not sports related, but I got a Hisense 65-inch Android TV, and it's been hell for me ever since I got it.
Because he
said I got to unplug and replug every 4 days.
Yeah.
And then he said I got a 35-inch Westinghouse Roku in the bedroom, never had any problems with it.
If you have a TV that does not give you a problem, despite what it is I said, hey, listen, if it works for you, I'm not going to say that it doesn't, right? Because prior to doing the discovery, if you will, what worked still worked, and it still does. But when we're talking about the new enterprise, right? Hey, I got to buy a new TV. You know what I mean? When we're talking about the future proof, right? Going forward, consider this, right? Now, that Hisense TV, I'm going to tell you like this. In my opinion, I only buy Vizio. If I don't see Vizio for the price, if I don't see like Vizio, well, actually, I'll do it this way. LG is my favorite brand, dollar for dollar. Samsung is a phenomenal performer. So if I can catch a Samsung at a sale that'll meet the LG price, I'll probably get the Samsung. Sony, when you want to do that, you'll do that. So if it's a brand that you already know, LG, Samsung, Sony, Vizio. Those are the only 4 brands of TVs that I could tell you without sight unseen that I just recommend just on GP.
Okay, name them again. Samsung. Go ahead.
In no particular order.
Okay.
Samsung, LG, Sony, Vizio. If there's anything else, I would have to do some analysis, right? Sometimes TCL will make a good TV. They're trying to step up their quality, right? Sometimes TCL will make a good one. But at this point, I would say you don't have to take the chance on it, since LG and Vizio already exist in dollar for dollar price for price point. What you may find in value at TCL, you can already get with certainty with Vizio or LG. Make sense?
Yeah. D-Ronk weighed in again. He said, I had Vizio for 6 years before Hisense worked perfectly until I randomly decided to upgrade.
Here we go. Yeah.
And then he said, Gully spitting facts. Show enough for sure.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Double J then added something to the screen here. Let's get this up here and see.
So you said specifically up to like 47 inch. So if it's north of that, since this is what I was looking at.
Yeah. Okay, north of that. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a pretty good value. Okay, and I'm trusting, I think I know where you're looking at that from. You ain't got to shout them out, but I've been in here and I've been looking around. I think I know where you got that from. What I would like for you to do is look at LG. Oh, and you know what? Here's another tip too. I don't know if a lot of people know this, right? Especially if you consider buying a TV third party or aftermarket. If someone's got a TV for sale and they ask them for the model number specifically, you always ask for the model number, because per standard, the model number, any individual model number will include the actual size of that TV. So no matter what they tell you,
I got you. Hold on.
If they say, hey man, I got a 55-inch TV for sale, you ask them for the model number, and it'd be like Samsung 47247 WDW. They are misrepresenting their TV. The model number will always include, typically it's the first 2 digits that you see That will include the size of the TV for any TV across any model brand across the industry. If it's White Westinghouse, Insignia, TCL, Vizio, doesn't matter. The model number will always include the size of that specific TV.
All right, D-Run got a couple more. He said Sam's Club membership ended, so I hit Best Buy for Hisense, or I would have got Vizio. Then he wanted to ask you, if I do buy a smart TV, what's the best software?
Okay. I used to recommend Vizio for everything, no matter what, all the time, because at a point, but we're going back some years. At a point, Vizio, dollar for dollar, had the best value. It was always pretty cheaper. And while you could get a better, perhaps a slightly or marginally, let's say marginally better picture with another brand, the few $100s that you would be saving on Vizio would make the difference for me all the way. I am not a big fan of VCast. I'm not a big fan of the interface. I'm not a big fan of how it moves around. For that reason, I don't particularly rep, if you will, I don't fanboy out for Vizio as much as I used to. I'm more partial all around to LG because I think that interface is a bit more fluid, a bit more fluid to use. It actually is sort of similar to the VCast interface, but it moves a much better. To me, it moves more fluid and it makes more sense. But software is always. Yeah,
he said he just looked at the model number of my TV first, 3 digits, 65A, Gully on point. Yeah, shout out. Hey man, I don't know why we had him on here a couple of more times, but anytime he come on, usually TJ is already here. TJ is the world's #1 antagonist, the world's biggest distractor. So he'll have you, if you ain't careful. He'll have you talking about I don't know, Yellowstone National Park or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Who's tougher, the elks or the buffaloes? I don't know. But yeah, I've been meaning to get him on here so he could, because you've been doing this for quite some time. You know what I mean? Actually, when we first started podcasting, he was telling me what to go get and what to do and so on and so forth. So a lot of his direction, I followed, obviously, and because I usually don't listen to him. I don't know why, maybe because we family. But
right.
But I'm glad he did when it came to podcasting, because he saved me a lot of dollars, #1, and a lot of that whole idea of measure twice, cut once. Yeah, it applied in this case for sure.
I appreciate it.
Telling you, I would have been cutting without measuring, and believe me, I would. Yeah, right. It would have been a project.
Game of show.
Yeah, for real. So then, lastly, with the gaming monitor versus the TV. Even though all the things you said about the 4 brands that you would recommend,
yes.
If you had $1,000 to spend right now on a TV/monitor,
yep, what
would you buy?
Okay, so the simple answer would be $1,000. It will be based on the room, but if we say we're not basing on the room, at $1,000, I would try to see what can I get out of a gaming monitor for that $1,000? Okay, because I like to answer your questions. I don't want to throw in too many variables. But first thing, with $1,000 budget for a new display,
He said appreciate it. We can't watch anything when I work at TV. You ain't never lied. Yeah, right. Go ahead.
So with $1,000, the first thing I would look at would be, my primary goal would be a display, top tier gaming display. Okay. And the brands there, you have a lot more, additionally, whereas I was pretty specific about the brands on TVs, when it comes to gaming monitors, there's a lot more, it's a bit of a wider area of quality, meaning that there are more brands of quality in the gaming monitor space than you might find for the smart TV space. But now, like I said at the beginning, 47 inches is about where I find the best value for a gaming monitor,
okay,
compared to a TV. Once we get above 47 inches, despite what I said, going with the actual TV makes more sense, because you really don't find gaming monitors much larger than that for a better value. Okay, so if we're talking about 47 inches or less, look at a gaming monitor, see what it can do for you. Anything above that, you definitely want to look consider what gaming monitors you might find on sale or what have you. If you have another niche is what we talked about the barbershop is auctions, and I'll describe that in a moment. But
yeah,
look for your smart TVs. Okay, look for your smart TVs when you're looking above 47 inches, especially if your budget is $1,000. Especially right now after Christmas. Because of this economy and during tax time, you're going to find an exceptional value for TVs right now. If you didn't get it on Christmas and you got Monopoly money, this would be the best time to buy it. Meyer are selling, for example, Meyer, retailer, maybe around the country, probably, they are selling Samsung Nano Class TVs at $700 retail for $14 because the economy is not good. They didn't sell well during the holiday season, so they got to get them off the shelves. This is going to be a great time to buy a television.
One more question. D-Runt got another question. Hold on. He said, last thing, soundbar, necessary or overrated?
Absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary. If you're going to get a quality TV, listen, barbershop, we talk about this. When you replace your brakes, you replace the rotors too. You can go and buy new brakes if you want to and let the rotors know. If you are going to take the leap to buy a TV or a display of quality for whatever aspect you want, if you're talking about, it's particularly if you're going to even take my advice on going to buy a gaming monitor to use as a TV, you definitely want to get a sound bar. You want to be able to have the quality sound and visuals, because otherwise it'll be missing something. It'll be like, chili with no cumin. You know what I'm saying? Your taste is something's missing. You know what I mean? So definitely get a sound bar. In the sound bar space, I would still stick with those same brands that I would stick to for the smart TV space. Pretty much the best thing to do would be to pair your sound bar with the brand of TV you have. If you have an LG TV, go ahead and get an LG soundbar. You can definitely mix and match it. You may find that a Sony soundbar might have an awesome quality compared to a LG of its kind, and in which case you can mix and match in that space. But parity wise, especially with the adaptive syncing that software does from one device to another, especially because LG has its own ThinQ app that you use that you can seamlessly set up and configure multiple devices of that brand. Stick with the brand that you have the TV with.
Yeah, sure enough. Shout out. That's some good stuff right there.
Appreciate
it. So at the end of the day, last thing on the electronic session, or should I say electronic portion of the P-program, the whole HDMI ports and things of that nature on a gaming monitor versus a TV, does that really make a difference or no?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because in this era, HDMI ports are on TVs and on gaming monitors. You have a bit more flexibility, of course, when you're dealing with a gaming monitor, because they'll have some of those legacy ports. May have in a case where you might have this monitor for use primarily as a TV.
He said the shop education of the day. I'm almost taking notes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, truthfully, I'm looking at my phone because Megan's saying the same thing. She's like, I don't know how this conversation started, but this is phenomenal. And so,
listen, this is what I mean. Listen, when I said this, the barbershop walk-ins, this is what we do at the shop, man. I try to keep it to its natural element. You know what I'm trying to say? This ain't superficial here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we had these conversations in the shop. You know what I mean? So go ahead, kick it right.
Absolutely. So yeah, when it particularly, like, for example, look at Double J setup right there, right? You've got the display in the back. Now, I'm not certain if that's a monitor or a TV that you have in the back, Double J, but let's say, for example, that is a monitor, like a gaming monitor, right? I know you're looking at us from the front end, so you might be connected to a computer. Now, the adaptability of having that being a gaming monitor versus a TV, if it was an old school port, like what they call VGA with the ones with the screws on the side, or DVI, where it's kind of like bars in the middle, but the screws on the side, or DisplayPort, where it looked like an HDMI, but it's kind of got the one square side, you'd have a lot more flexibility because gaming displays have more ports. So if you just happen to look up on a quality gaming display, you can use it as a monitor because you'd have all types of legacy ports and cables that you could use.
Okay. Hold on here. We got a couple more. Let's see. D-Runk said, when you talking about $400 plus, I want all the info I can get. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. And listen, and the reason why I'm glad it's Miss Alva. Shout out to Miss Alva. She went in. She said, laugh out, LOL. I just tuned in. I'm like, yo, where are you selling TVs at? Because listen, you're the best TV salesperson I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. No, the reason why I say that, because I mean, let's don't get it twisted. Sports is humongous in this country, regardless of whatever sport you're into. You know what I mean? But so are, in addition to that, what you watching them on.
Yes.
Okay. And who does not want, I mean, you know, the biggest screen with the best clarity. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's every person's dream. Well, I don't care if you're male or female nowadays. If you're a sports person, who would, you know what I mean?
Man, listen. Especially when you talk about this, I'm glad you say that, because I know we might think of certain things being one arena for men and another arena for women. But listen, everything that we're talking about applies to watching the Super Bowl at the best way, playing Call of Duty at the best way, and watching home and HGTV. You want to know the clarity of that garden that they're about to buy for that house that's $445,000.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, and the gaming monitor will let you know that, hey, this is a good value, because that soil I see is not as fertile as they say, right?
Exactly. Hold your questions. We come right back. We're gonna take a 40-second. Gully, obviously, Double J, Miss Alba, D-Runk. Y'all stay right there. Stay put. Put it down. We'll be right back.
It's Kate Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report.
It's Christopher, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Touch that dial. Stay tuned.
Braxton Key, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Mars Man. We're from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Barbershop J, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
All right, we are back. We got one more question from my man D-Runk. He said, if I walk into Best Buy and Gully on the floor, I might end up leaving with a Sony knowing I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is good stuff. Yeah, but like I said, man, I've been meaning to get him on here and have him discuss with you all, you know, what it is that he does, and, you know, and make recommendations and things of that nature. Because I'm trying to tell you right now, he saved me a lot of money when it comes to purchasing TVs and whatnot. Even on some of the smaller TVs, the clarity, you know, that whole 1080p and hertz thing, you know, all that stuff is important, man. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, getting the best bang for your buck, because let's face it, not everything that costs $1 million is worth $1 million, if that makes any sense. I mean, I know I'm using just $1 million as an example. Just because you pay a lot for it don't mean you're getting your best, you know, the best that money can buy, so to speak. So with that being said, we will officially shout out again to Gully. You like the laugh track? Yeah. For all this information on. But that being said, again, we will officially start the show. All right. First item on the menu is Real Talk, movie scene, and you know what I mean, on the theater side. But before we get into this Real Talk, I wanted to ask a question or two here, okay? And I'm hoping that TJ pipe in from the locker room, because I really want to crack his head. You know, ever since he's more and more, he's starting to look like Electro, man. You know, he's looking like the character too. Terrible. I'm just want to let y'all know. Sound like him too. Terrible. But anywho, because this what I'm getting ready to ask was not originally a part of the original script for today's program, but let me throw it on out here. Obviously, Jokic and Giannis, because we're doing Hoop Central next week. But Joker and Giannis are obviously in the conversation for MVP, regular season MVP. So I'm asking my son the other day, I said, man, pull up, how many times did Jordan win? My son is a Chicago Bull head, okay? And he's 21, by the way. I said, man, how many times did Jordan? So automatically, like most of the youngins, he think I'm making a comparison. I said, no, this is not about Jordan per se. I just want to know that portion of his resume. Because here's the deal. Should the Joker win his third regular season MVP, what are we going to say about him in his entirety if his team keeps falling short in the playoffs and not making the finals? Because I asked the question, how many times, and this is not a mic comparison, But how many times did Mike win regular season MVP and his team didn't make the finals? From my records, or from what we came up with, it was only one time. But in that one time, that 88, he had everything else. He won Defensive Player of the Year or whatever the case may be, Rookie of the Year. I don't know not Rookie of the Year, but he won all type, whatever the NBA awards were, he won all of them except for the title that year. But in every other year he won regular season MVP, his teams won the finals. So Joker, should he win this the third time he wins this and his team don't get to the finals, what are we going to say about him?
Double J, I'll let you start.
Yeah, because that wasn't rhetorical.
I'm trying to. Did we say anything about Barkley? I mean, well, you're saying make it to the finals because Barkley did his MVP year.
You got okay. How many times did Charles Barkley win the regular season MVP?
I thought only. Well, wasn't it only that one time?
Once.
Yep. Okay.
Joker is on record. He the way they talking, he gonna win his third. His third. I'll give you one and no finals trip or finals victory, but 3.
I mean, this is look historically.
No Wikipedia, no Google.
No. I'm trying. What I'm trying to find is, has someone else done this? Because I don't think the answer is yes.
What do you mean?
Wilt Chamberlain? How many league MVPs does Wilt Chamberlain have?
I only have it going. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. So 60, 66, 7, and 8.
How many finals appearances?
Hey, listen, excuse me, y'all. D-Runk done weighed in. D-Runk, I'm gonna show you a comment in a minute. This is why he's an asset to this B-Runk. He really is. Okay, we're gonna have to give this man a gift card or something. And we getting ready to start doing that kind of thing too here in a minute. Don't worry, we getting to y'all. Y'all gotta understand. I still, in addition to doing this here, I still do a 9 to 5, man. And I got 2 grown boys that living with me that eat a grocery store every time I go to the grocery store. I'm just trying to tell y'all, I got a lot on my plate right now, so bear with me. We glad
6.
y'all here. Huh? What?
6, Scully. According to StatMuse.
So whoa. Wilt won 6?
No, he appeared in finals appearances for 6.
No. I want to know how many. Okay, 6 NBA finals appearances. How many of those were MVP seasons of his?
He's a 2-time NBA champion, winning titles with Philly in 67 and the Lakers in 72.
All right.
So 67 was one of them. And I'll confirm that 72 was Kareem. So it was not Will.
Okay.
So that's our measuring stick then.
No, it isn't.
Okay, go ahead, Gully.
Yeah.
Hold on,
No.
Let me oh man, D-Runk, man. Oh, I'm about to show this other comment, man. Oh man, you don't understand, man. You don't understand. Let me get to this one right quick. He said, hot take, in 20 years, Joker's stats will be normal for a center. So without playoff success, he's going down as a Westbrook. And I'm bringing this up not to knock Joker. I like Joker as a player, but I hope you listening, TJ, because right now Joker is of this era. He's one of the guys of this era, right? When we keep hearing about it, wasn't no comp in Wilt's era. The comp in Mike's era was all plumbers and so on and so forth. You can't keep winning MVPs in your team, because ain't that what we associate MVPs with? Team success.
Right.
So you can't keep winning them, and you sit there and then be what do you want to call it? Maybe Joker and the Nuggets and Joker being all of the focal point for MVPs every year, a microcosm of the league of this era, because that's a bad look. That's a bad look. And let me get to this other comment right quick, man. Man, shout out to you, D-Runk, man. We appreciate that, man. He said no gift card needed, bro. Y'all one of the best sports shows on YouTube, man. We appreciate that, bro. You don't understand, man. We appreciate that from right here, baby. Right here. Yeah. But I mean, I can tell he cut from that same kind of cloth, though. You know what I'm saying? Fall 7 times and get up 8, baby. Shout out. I guarantee you ain't never see that man. And I don't even know the man. I guarantee you ain't never see him getting carried off the court for having cramps.
Now, but wait a minute. What about Magic? He won in 88, 89 and 90. And naturally, those were 2 back-to-back Piston years.
He won the NBA. Okay, so he won the NBA title. He won the 89 and 90. What'd you say?
Right, back-to-back years, and the Pistons
he was
won
league
both
MVP
of those years. Yep.
Are those his only NBA? Are those his only MVPs?
No, he won in 87.
All right. And the precedent was he is the most valuable player for a championship contender. They were upset in 89, having had 2 consecutive trips to the finals in the years before. And then in 90, I think you could almost consider that an upset again, being upset by the Pistons to get to the NBA finals. Magic's stat line doesn't compare to Joker's because we have not yet seen him get a team to the finals, which is why this award for most valuable player, I think,
it don't have the same luster.
It should never have had the same luxury. Ever. The entire luster, whatever it is. Okay. The entire NBA season that we watch is the one that starts in October and ends in June.
Okay.
So a regular season MVP by default is a popularity contest. This is what allows Dirk to win it. This is what allows Steve Nash to win it back-to-back years. Those teams didn't even make a conference finals. I'm sorry. My bad. The Suns in 05 did make the NBA conference finals.
Yeah, right. Because that was Roger Bell was on that squad too, wasn't he? He was on both of them. He said, "Why did Harden and Houston never get the credit that Joker gets in Denver when he's the same thing but from a different position?" You know why? I'm just saying, me personally, I think that Harden is more remembered in Houston for that Game 7 collapse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And going from, being up 15 points to then jacking up 1,700 threes. And, you heard Chitlin Chuck say, he shoot you in the game, he shoot you out. Okay?
Yeah, but the award to me, like, I don't even, I think it's great. I think it is something that you can consider a player, where you can consider a player's individual value all time, to be a great or what have you. But the award is flawed from that perspective, because if your team fails to even represent you in the finals, all right, 1 year, okay, that's fine. 1 year it can happen, right? LeBron James got 2 of those awards, and his team didn't even make the finals. But when you're let's say he don't ever make the NBA finals for his career. It would be a Sports Center fact or Sports Center trivia, the fact that a player who never made the NBA finals won 3 regular season MVPs. That right there don't sound like it makes sense. That's like an oxymoron.
That's what I'm trying to say. That is reflective of this era. Again, this is all centered at
what do you mean reflective of his era?
Well, I'm saying this is, first of all, I came up with this because in this thread that Double J, Brother Rich, and TJ and Doc and I are in, the antagonist likes to put up things that only seem to be selective towards his narrative. He keeps talking about our era and the eras before the era that he is his being most prominent, as if though it's something to poo-poo on. And I'm saying, no. Listen, some things are never better than their predecessors, is all I'm trying to tell him. So he keep talking about Jokic, one of the best players in the league, man. What does this say about one of the best players in the league on the verge of possibly winning his 3rd MVP and his team never having reached the finals? That's reflective of the entire league.
Yeah, I can see that.
But remember, we talked about this even when he won last year, that there was a lot of him and Haw going on going because a lot of people felt it should have gone to Embiid. So,
Well, but I mean,
and maybe is this narrative pushing more towards the "I told you so"? Like, does that because of the limited success in the postseason?
I don't know. I don't know. The question, I guess, and D-Runk is weighing in again. He said MVP ain't been the same since Steve Nash won it twice. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I guess I'm asking: Is the NBA regular season MVP award, is it as coveted an award now as it once was?
I still say yes, because until we were here in the actual present, those statistics didn't exist. When you look at when Iverson won it, he went to the finals that year. When at least when Karl Malone won his 2, he went to the finals one of the 2 times. So until really, like you pointed out with Steve Nash, where one of which a lot of people believe was truly being robbed of Kobe. You could point more so to that it hasn't been the same since then because of Nash's lack of impact. So we've already seen this before, just in this millennia.
There is no, I think, a bigger case for the flaws of the regular season MVP award. It's not Nash's repeat wins, even as shocking as they were. Based off of Nash's impact, if you will, and because the precedent was set, to me, the biggest disgrace to that award was Joker's first one over Chris Paul. Chris Paul, that to me, and it tells you about it being a popularity contest, because I don't think that Chris Paul
that's
was.
The point I'm really getting at. Now,
and that's
more about a
we can see
popularity thing than it does. But the purity, it's like it's hollow now. You know what I mean? Like,
it helps to tell the tale.
You get a star. It's like the belts in boxing. We're getting ready to get to that next, because I'm telling you some stuff going on in boxing. Once again, I think that's not going to even be a topic of discussion on this program no more. But anyway, finish what you. D-Runk, when he said, I argue that the finals MVP means more than the regular season MVP. Me too. I kind of with you on that too. Then he said, what everybody said about Curry before last year. He never won a finals MVP. It means more.
Yeah, well, see, they got to move the post now, because remember, because it was great until he.
They got to pull a TJ. He did it, right? What they got to do.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? It was great until he did. It was so great. Remember, his knock was, oh well, he won that unanimous one, and they didn't win the title. Now all of a sudden, oh well, he never won the NBA Finals MVP, because now he even got 4 titles. Right? Yeah. Like it always moves. Like I don't understand it. Like I get it could be a great achievement, but I'm not.
But does it weigh in the grand scheme?
I don't know, man. I don't know, because I would imagine your value to the team is the reason for that team's above average success. You can't make it to a conference final and you the league MVP. And guys that you probably beat out for the award are going, or I put it like this. I don't know the last NBA finals that was played that did not feature an NBA MVP finalist. You follow what I'm saying? Like somebody who finished in the top 3 of voting. The last NBA finals that featured a finalist that did not feature an MVP finalist. I don't know of one. So when we talk about how this award is for the regular season is a long haul, but guys that beat the MVP on the way to winning the NBA title, they don't have nothing to show for that per se. Like to me that award is just, it don't ring true. Something is not definitive about it.
Thank you. And in the second portion of my 2-part question.
But hang on a second here.
Go ahead. Go ahead and respond to that, Double J. I need to mute my mic for a second. I got a situation going on here in the backdrop. Bear with me, y'all.
So what's interesting about what you pointed out, Gully, is that you pointed out a season that included the postseason. This is the regular season MVP. Are we overlooking the obvious, which is and in two ways. One, it really is indicative of the season itself, which includes all those meaningless bottom teams. And additionally, most of those other top three in votes that you're referring to that would achieve the postseason success, don't they have additional help? Because who is Joe? If you were to look at historical teams that are built similar to the Nuggets right now, as far as having an MVP, who's his second best player? Are they
Jamal Murray?
And so when you look at, say, that 2001 76ers team,
yeah,
you look at now Nash's team had Amari, he had all the extra pieces. But most of the time when you see these one-offs, even like Dirk, I think Dirk's Mavericks team would probably be the closest.
Shocker, right?
Yeah, but hold on.
By that logic, go ahead.
Yeah, let our other host tell it. This competition is much better for the most part.
So if that were to be true,
I'm sorry, not the competition. Joker's team.
Well, that's
no. Listen. Based off of these subpar standards, there's no reason why LeBron James didn't win that award until he became a Laker. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about LeBron James. Like, that's, if Joker won twice with the teams he had, LeBron James should have been the league MVP until he became a Laker. And probably should have won it the year they won the title. And the reason why that's laughable is because you look at the way the team performs, right? Like, you look at the other criteria, the other guys that had MVP caliber seasons, and what else did they do? How instrumental were they, or how vital were they to the team's longevity, right? Because we talk about a team's success, we're looking at a team's potential to win a title. Why? Okay. What are we talking about here? Because I mean, that's what I'm saying. And absent of that, then LeBron James should have won that award from 2006 until 2018 till he left.
Oh Lord, I'm glad TJ ain't here for that. Oh my gosh, we'd have been having to play his intro.
Because you know what we'd
have had to loop his intro.
Think about it.
Because nothing.
Remember now, LeBron won it 4 times.
I know he should have, by the Joker Nash standard, LeBron should have won at least double that.
100 times.
Yeah. So, yeah. But the fact that LeBron didn't win it that many times, and look at the players who won it, tells you that this Joker Nash standard is flawed, and it leads itself to believing that it is a political. There's a marketing element to that award that is too high. If we're looking at a batch, there's a too high a concentration of marketing into that league MVP award to make it to give it its value. Because I don't mind Joker winning it. Not to say that he need my approval anyway, but I can make a better argument that Joker won the award over Embiid last year. I cannot make a single argument that Joker should have won that award over Chris Paul 2 years ago.
Hey. And listen, that's just a nice way of saying it's the politics involved. And to your point, Double J, hold on, wait. But to your point about what you say about Magic, that year he won it, and you say Kareem should have won it.
Well, that was in the finals. Though. Yeah. Well, no, okay, that was supposed to be.
Okay, but politics. There's a political element in it, regardless. We just see it's more evident, I think, in the regular season.
Going back to 1990. Any year that you've seen a one-off, right? So I'll give the example of you have Michael Jordan in 91, you have Michael Jordan 92. Obviously, that is the beginning of their run.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have somebody sneak in, and that's Barkley. Now, of course, they would meet in the finals. Then the following year, remember, Mike's gone, and it's Hakeem.
Yeah, but remember now, there was some question about Barkley winning it that year. Shout out to Gully. Hope Gully, if you can get back with us, we appreciate it. Remember now, it was some. Gully, yeah, if you can get back, man, you got to get back, man, because we can already talk about the whole boxing thing you and I was discussing yesterday. But anyway, it was some hip back and forth about Barkley winning it that year as opposed to Jordan.
what I'm pointing out is when somebody kind of breaks the norm, whatever cycle that was taking place, they have results, postseason results that go with it. It wasn't limited to the regular season until we look at, again, present day. Because even that year, that 2011, Derrick Rose's was cut short too. They didn't reach the finals that year. LeBron, of course, closed the door on them that year. So, but there was no doubt he had an MVP season, and people, well, actually there were people that suggested that he shouldn't have won it.
Who suggested who should have won it?
Derrick Rose.
I mean, Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer. Do you know some discussion and the question about whether or not if he is?
In my mind, he is.
Yes, he is.
I was in Chicago that year.
It's the Basketball Hall of Fame, people, not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the National Basketball Hall of Fame. Okay, it ain't national.
Durant in 14, they go to the finals. What now? The only exception to the rule was Russell's triple-double year.
Okay,
but again, averages a triple-double. How did we get here then? We're
exactly. Listen, a politician is a person that can tell you to go to HE double, okay, in such a manner that you actually look forward to the trip. All right.
All right. To D-Runk's point, not only would it be a Sports Center thing, if his numbers look average, it's going to be a that metaphorical.
If whose numbers look average? Joker's?
Yes, because he's pointing out that his numbers are going to be average. So you're talking about a 2-time MVP here. And we're not talking, remember, Wilt's stats were up there. They were elevated. Remember, nobody says that Wilt wasn't great. They say his competition wasn't any good. The numbers were there. The numbers
by default,
hold the test of time.
But
Joker's
by default,
okay.
No, by default, when you're saying Wilt's competition was no good, you're saying Wilt wasn't really all that either.
No, because
that's what you're saying.
He's a victim of circumstance in that respect. That for those that want to play that particular, go run with that narrative.
Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to say now. But wait a minute. If the narrative is Wilt's competition wasn't all that, then you can't say that without going right back to the other side saying, so what do we really say? What can we really say about Wilt if he ain't go up against nobody? By default, you're saying that he wasn't all that either. If whoever he went up against wasn't all that. We don't really know what he was because who he went up against wasn't that.
Well, and towards the later portions, I think we can put that narrative to bed. I mean, he did join the Lakers, of course, so it's harder to say. But remember, he did win twice. I think,
and bear with me because
the fact of the matter is, Wilt Chamberlain wanted to be liked more than he wanted to be great, and it's you could look at the moves that he made, and understand he chose to join great players and great teams. He didn't have to. And again, this is a vastly different era, and he faced a lot of different things that naturally they exist today, but just not as in your face as what he had to experience. And so it's not an accurate representation. But with this, if we were to hold what D-Runk said, if that were to hold water and in 5-10 years and so on and so forth, we're going to go back to those 2 years. And I think we're going to have a very similar conversation that we have about Steve Nash's. I don't think anybody denies Nash's first one. It's the second one that sticks out. And all of us are saying absolutely not.
Yeah, because speaking of stick, they were sticking it to Kobe. What are you saying? That's
so where do we go? Is this the beginning of the end?
Yeah,
let's ask him himself.
Yeah. Is this the beginning of the end, Gully?
What you mean? I'm sorry, I had to take that technical difficulties where I'm at. Go ahead.
Okay. What are you speaking to there, Double J?
if Gully, if we were to use D-Brunk's narrative or suggestion that Joker's numbers are going to look average in the future, is this the beginning of the end for the regular season MVP?
No, they just named it the Michael. No. It'll always be there. It'll always be there. And it's just that for me, I don't give it much weight if I want to compare a player has an all-time great to another. I don't give it a significant amount of weight because of that. Because it's like I say, it's just too flawed already. I don't understand how the award doesn't consider. Because nobody stops watching basketball when the playoffs starts. So
People
why on
suggest
earth
that basketball doesn't start until the playoffs start?
So why are we even valuing the 82 games anyway?
Thank you.
Which reiterates my question. Is this the beginning of the end of the regular season MVP, especially now that we've just added that into the mix?
No, because they just renamed it. It's the end of me considering it has a criteria for saying this guy's an all-time great versus another. So I can say this. I can say this. There are guys that might have won the award, but like, all right, cool. Allen Iverson won 1. Larry Bird won 3.
Is Carmelo Anthony a Hall of Famer? He has 0 of these, correct?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. Because the politics around the award, the awards given in his prime already tell you that. Like, look, Carmelo came in the league in 2003. You mean to tell me that he didn't deserve to win that? He wasn't the MVP finalist when Nash won those 2. Matter of fact, while we talking about it, Nash won.
He never made
Nash won a back-to-back. Nash won a back-to-back award, and following Nash's 2, that's when Dirk won it. So them 3 years, them 3 MVP awards. You mean to tell me Carmelo Anthony didn't deserve it? Especially since the Mavericks couldn't even get out the first round
and got beat by Golden State.
We remember that season, and then you remember that season, but then it's gonna take a Sports Center trivia for you to remember who the MVP was. That tell you how flawed the award is. You remember that? You remember that? Yeah. You remember that? You remember, like, you forget. Listen, see, look, or even right now, you forget, not you per se, but it's possible to forget the fact that when Golden State beat the MVP Dallas, they beat Dirk's MVP season was the season that he couldn't get out the first round.
Yeah, the 8-1. Dirk has, see, here's the difference. So Dirk has a ring. He has both.
Dirk didn't get the ring to 4 years later.
But I'm saying
Dirk didn't get the ring to 4 years later.
Point. When Dirk won the MVP, like he just said, that would have to be a trivia question. You remember the season and whatnot, but you don't remember who was the MVP that year.
I disagree because look, you can point to the Nash years and 04, obviously the Pistons won. 05, the Spurs won. So
Nash won 05 and 06. And Nash's team went to a conference finals.
Did San Antonio go back to back? I can't remember.
No, they didn't. They
went back to back.
06 was actually when the Mavericks. That's what makes it even more crazy. 06 was the year that the Mavericks upset the Spurs in the second round to go to the NBA Finals versus the Heat.
Exactly.
It would set the precedent that he would go ahead and win the NBA MVP award in 2007 and go right back to the finals. But Golden State got in the way.
Wait a minute. What about Dwayne Wade?
Let me get to these comments here. What? Oh, hold that. D-Runk said, funny, Double J, because I was thinking about Nash when I made the comment. Yeah. And then he said, NBA office says it's the beginning of the end. You see they changed the individual trophies to glass cups.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like Batman Forever.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Seal, kiss from a rose.
Yeah. Let's keep things rolling because we got to get to our real talk and we still got to get to The Gridiron. But this is good stuff, man. We already was going. This is how we do, though, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad y'all stand with us. Stick with us for a little bit more. It's going to get a little bit more interesting rarely. But right quick, I just want to throw this out here, and then so we can get to the other stuff. Gully, you and I was talking about Spence fighting Keith Thurman at junior middleweight.
Yes, sir.
This is a telltale sign that we will not see Spence and Crawford. Here's what's happening. Spence, I'm disappointed in him to a degree. Like him as a fighter, but he playing because see, now I'm trying to figure out who was ducking whom.
Hang on. At first, to your point with this Spence and Thurman, is that even worthy of like paying?
No, it's not.
Okay, all right. That's all.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because here's what he's doing. Here's what Spence is doing. He walk around. Gully, what you think he walk around? What you think Spence walk around at? 180, 85,
yeah, like 171, maybe about 175 to 180. Yeah.
Okay. So what he's doing here, he's testing the waters. Okay, at that junior middleweight thing. He testing the waters at 154. You know, Keith Thurman is really a welterweight. You know what Keith got to go through to get to 154 to fight at that what was already natural, really, to Spence.
But hold on, to your point,
So
I just thought about this.
Spence gonna smash him.
Spence gonna smash who?
He gonna smash Keith Thurman, man.
But what else is after Keith Thurman, though, bro?
That's why Spence needed to stay in the welterweight.
No, wrong.
Because you
wrong.
got Ennis and Crawford at welterweight.
Wrong. What else is at 154?
So listen. So why fight? Listen.
Charlo's at 154.
No. Charlo bigger than that. Charlo's actually middleweight.
No. Which one? Both of the twins?
Actually, one is heavy. One is at our doggone like light heavyweight, maybe, or super super middle. One is middle.
Right,
one is super middle. Because you got Jamil and Jamal Charlo. I think Jamal is the heavier one, and Jamil might be the lighter one. But even still, they well above 154.
All right. Yeah, above 150.
Hold on. D-Runk weighing again. He said, I believe Crawford ducking Spence because Crawford is the lower draw. So take whatever beat Spence, then get payday. Hey, thank you. Then he said Spence beats Thurman 7 days a week. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm trying to say. Spence is testing the waters right now. So he can say he was at 154 because Thurman ain't got what he need. Thurman not gonna have the steam that he need at 154 to do nothing with Spence, man. Why are you leaving the welterweight?
Because it's more after that. What else is after? What else is after Bud? But an upset. And then what else you gonna do in the division? You get upset by Bud. What else you gonna do?
Listen, you can listen.
Who else?
He's right up to 154. Charlo is there.
Okay.
So now if we talk about him ducking, if we talk about idea of Spence perhaps ducking, okay, you go up to 154, you had that fight at 154. Now Spence can put himself in a precarious position because he gonna have to either go ahead and fight some valued competition at 154, like Charlo, like whomever else. Yeah, or he gonna go back and fight Crawford, but he can't hang over. But he might, if you think he's ducking, he might be setting him. He might be paying himself in a corner if ducking is what he's doing, because now he either gotta see Crawford, go back down and see Crawford, or stay up there and Charlo.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Weight class to keep fighting.
Listen. Then stay at 147, and then fight Thurman at a catch weight. Then you don't need to leave 147 for what?
Because bro, you know what I think? I think for real, I think it's blood in the water, and I think he possibly seeing somebody might be on their way to a twilight. I'm thinking he going up to test the water, see what he can do, because I'm thinking he know he can draw if he meets Canelo, and Canelo looking suspect right now.
Okay, now man,
and Canelo is not gonna go up to heavyweight.
No, I'm not no Canelo fan, but I'm telling you right now, Spence he better not mess with that. Better not mess with that bull. He'll get his face beat in. But here's what I'm trying to tell you though. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. If you going up to 154 to test, see, think about John Ruiz and Roy Jones. Okay? Roy Jones get all the credit for beating Ruiz because he really small to do. He going up, he came in at the limit heavyweight at 199 or whatever it was. But if Ruiz beat Roy Jones, ain't nobody talking about it to the same tune as they talking about when Roy Jones beat Ruiz. You going up to test. If you go, that's what I'm saying. If you Spence and you really want to test at 154, then fight somebody who really at 154. You ain't testing yourself. You testing the waters, but you ain't really testing yourself at 154 fighting Thurman.
But wait a minute. That's the tune-up, right? If he proves to himself, okay, wait a minute, I can really move with this. To Gully's point, I think he can actually set up 3 or 4 more fights.
No, you're not hearing me.
Before he even has to entertain a Charlo type of fight. If we have to pay for this one, he can find 3 or 4 more.
Of course you're gonna have to come out the pocket for it now. That's why we were just talking about before we got to this point about the doggone gaming monitors. That's what they want you to do. They want you to go out and buy a new gaming monitor at 88 inches. You know what I'm saying? And hook your Roku up is what I'm trying to tell you. So you can see this garbage. What I'm saying to you is I don't go to 154 to fight my son as a test when I should be going to 154 to deal with Gully, who's really an actual 154. Thurman is not 154. So what are you testing?
What did Thurman weigh in his last fight?
Huh?
What did Thurman weigh in his last fight? Well, you know what? And the other thing too, to your point, what's the name? Spence got a precedent for this, right? Because remember, Mikey Garcia. He met Mikey Garcia. Remember that? Mikey Garcia was that grossly underweight for that fight, but he was still a game challenger, and the obvious happened. But
D-Runk pointed out the way boxing work is depressing because we should be on Spence and Crawford third fight by now. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Spence literally beat Mikey Garcia out of boxing. Nobody talks about it. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So once again, what I'm saying to you is if you're Spence, you're going up to 154 to fight Thurman, who almost the reverse of a guy who has to drop weight to come down to a size. What Spence has to do, what Thurman got to do to get up to really be legit at 154, he not going. Spence know what he doing, man, is what I'm trying. This is calculated, man. He know Thurman ain't no true 154. He gonna mop him up.
But what if the case is, what if it's about this? What if it's about Spence going through the exercise of being able to handle himself at that weight?
Okay,
without taking the damage.
Himself at that weight, then fight somebody who's naturally at that weight.
No. John Ruiz. All right, so it's like this. It's similar. Like, why did Roy Jones pick John Ruiz to fight at heavyweight?
Because John Ruiz was a true heavyweight.
Nah, John Ruiz was the safest test at heavyweight. Because any other true heavyweight, that wouldn't have happened. That's why John Ruiz found a good one in John Ruiz. It was a guy that allowed him to test himself at that weight without taking the potential damage it would have taken. Because you notice he ain't stay there.
Okay, whoa. D-Runk weighing in again. He said Spence versus Pacquiao up next. I guarantee it. I'm with you on that one. But let me say this: how many true heavyweights did John Ruiz fight prior to fighting Roy Jones?
That was his weight class.
Okay. How many true 154s has Keith Thurman fought?
I don't know, but the key is you got to be able to handle yourself. Nah, but that's the difference, man. It's about the punishment, bro. You got to be able to handle how you can walk around with that weight. So the last thing you want to do is get up to a weight you ain't got to before and fight a guy who's been there. And not only do you got to worry about, hey, man, can I handle holding this weight for 12 rounds versus can I hold this weight for 12 rounds and take the punishment from somebody who's been there and been doing it?
That's what I'm going. Whoa. Let me get a 28-second time. All right, quick. Thurman ain't been at that weight and doing it is my point.
But you have to weigh the claim. But you got to be able, you have to weigh. Listen, Earl Spence, no matter who he fighting at middleweight, Earl Spence got to weigh in on that scale. Earl Spence got to know how Earl Spence can handle himself with that weight. I'm putting on weight.
That's why you got to go against a guy when you.
No, I understand. I'm not saying. Right. Exactly. Your career on the line, and you trying to get a payday. Why the hell will I go up against a journeyman Listen, okay, you forgot that Carlos Baldomir beat up Zab Judah and cost the fight. It cost the payday.
Well,
because Baldomir was at the weight class that Zab Judah was fighting at, and that's what happened. So that's what happens.
So essentially, what you're saying to me is I should be shocked by the fact that Marco Antonio Barrera laid hands on Prince Nassim when Prince Nassim
should be
everybody else out. Now I'm not surprised.
You should be.
Barrera had hands. Prince Nassim was never a boxer. He was a brawler.
Well, listen.
Okay, let me
and he was and he was fast, and he had speed, and he had a lot of other. Yeah, he was fast. He had speed. Nobody expected to see it that way. I ain't even gonna lie. Even though I wanted him to lose, I didn't expect it to look that bad. I didn't expect Nassim to look like an amateur, and that's what he did. He looked like an amateur.
You should.
He looked green. No, he looked like he just put gloves on, bro.
You know why?
And this is the same Marco Antonio Barrera that had fits with Eric Morales, bro.
But Morales had hands. What is you saying?
Man, look.
Listen. No. Let me put it to you. Let me put it to you this way. Okay, let me use basketball. Let me use a basketball analogy. Okay. Let's say I'm a hooper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I go and I'm freshman college level?
Mm-hmm.
Do I go test myself against 9th grade hoopers because they in the same gym with me?
Tell me your analogy again.
Let's say I'm a freshman college. I'm at the freshman level.
A freshman in college. So you're a freshman in college. You in grade 13.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's say I'm a sophomore then. Okay.
No. You was good. No. I wasn't nitpicking you on that. You a freshman in college. You are a freshman in college. Okay.
Yeah, but you was nitpicking talking about grade 13. Okay, I get you.
No, because I'm just trying to get you. Well, yeah, you're 19 years old. You're 19 years old. You a freshman. You brand new to this skill.
I'm not. No. I'm brand new to what?
You haven't seen
basketball.
No, you're not brand new to basketball. No, you're not. You're
okay.
not.
Okay. I know what you're saying right there. I know what you're saying. Okay. So I'm 19 years old, freshman on the hoop side. I don't go and test myself against the 8th graders playing on the other court, even though they're in the same gym.
All right. Why not?
What the 8th graders go? Listen, to test and see what I'm at and where I'm at and what I got to offer and whether or not what it is I do is what I say I do. I got to test myself equally or greater. Keith Thurman is at 147. Just because Keith Thurman is coming up to 154, we all know he ain't gonna have the same steam or the same power or the same pop. No, none of that in his punches, man. So
right, but if you are all spent, so this class new to him too. He jumping up too, bro.
Okay, but he jumping up.
Spence ain't been hovering around 154 fighting.
But here's
Spence ain't been hovering around 150. Spence ain't been toying in the class for 2 or 3 fights and then decide, oh yeah, you know what, I'm gonna grab Thurman because he wanted to. No, bro, this is new for him too.
That's what he's doing. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. I'm glad you said it because that's what's really happening.
What?
That's what's really.
What you
happening.
mean?
What I'm saying to
what
you.
What you mean?
Spence. That's why the first thing I said when I asked you this, the first thing I said was what? What do Spence walk around at? Because you know, just like I do in boxing, 9 times out of 10, the heavier guy usually wins.
Man, we talk all the time about guys moving up in classes, and they talk about. All right, we just got through this, bro. We just saw this.
Man, please.
We just saw this. What's the day? Hold on. What's the day? All right, in September of 2013. Mayweather embarrassed Canelo Alvarez. He didn't lose another fight. He didn't lose. Hold on. He didn't lose another fight. No. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. No, this train is driving, bro. No, don't cut me off. No, don't cut me off. Listen, he got embarrassed by Mayweather, and he spent 10 years. In the next 10 years, he didn't lose a fight. What did he do? He went up to light heavyweight. and fought a Demetrius.
Light heavyweight.
Nah, he don't fight there, and he got beat up. He got beat up by Bivol. Bivol beat him up, and it ain't because Bivol tall, because he had knocked out Kovalev. He had knocked out Kovalev, and he been knocking out taller. He outboxed him, right? No, Bivol didn't only outbox him. That weight had something to do with it too, because he couldn't last. He got wore down like he usually do. Plus, he was heavier like he usually is, and he got wore down by a fighter who was above average and fighting at that weight. You don't do that if you're going up to a weight class and you got money on the line.
To you right now. That's what I'm saying to you right now. That Bivol at that weight was already used to being at that weight and was a good fighter.
So why did he beat Canelo so badly?
Because he outboxed him in addition to all the other stuff.
What's all the other stuff, bro?
The stuff we just mentioned. What is
it? What is it? What's all the other stuff?
Oh my gosh.
What's all the other stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Canelo's own weight going up and having to contend with that?
Okay, I see you Team Spence right here. This is what you is. You Team
Spence. No, I'm not Team Spence. I'm telling you, look, he pigeonholes himself because listen, see, this is what you do. See, this is what you do. I take a position, I take a circumstantial position, then all of a sudden, I'm Bills Mafia. I take a certain position, then all of a sudden, I'm Bengals. No, I told you, but no, I just took a position that they was good. Man.
Okay, I'm just saying. Spence is being he ain't no need for him to come up from 147, man.
Wait a minute, hang on. Gully, where does he go from here? So let's say he does exactly what you're implying.
He going back down.
And you're passionate about it, so I love it. So I don't want to stop the train either. I want you to tell me where the destination is.
He stays at that class, and then he has to meet a valued contender at that class. He's got to meet a Charlo, or he got to meet a number one contender at that class, because the whole purpose about it is there's no more money in the class if he's not fighting Crawford. And since the Crawford deal ain't getting done, where does he go? Because he's not a draw without Crawford, and Crawford ain't really a draw without him.
Wasting this much time on boxing, man.
Man, we ain't wasting no time. We talking sports.
So where does he? So where does he go?
Get a hot comb. Get a hot comb. We get to you in a minute. Just get a hot comb.
So, but in your opinion, if you're guiding him,
raise your hand.
Do you suggest is this the right route, or does he have a higher probability at this weight class of beating a Charlo than he does staying where he is?
Yeah, because there's no more money. There's no more money after this. Yeah, if Charlo, if Crawford is really your biggest opportunity at a significant payday, and that fight is not getting done, why am I stay at that class? Because really my revenue ain't gonna get there, and my accolades ain't gonna get there, because as long as Crawford got one of the belts and we ain't gonna fight, and I got 3 or 4 of them, I can't never really be considered undisputed if I'm a prize fighter or a champion fighter. There's nothing left for me to accomplish if I can't meet the one guy that they say is the barrier between me and being able to be an all-time great in the class. What do? I position myself for opportunity. So at the risk of pigeonholing myself, I move up a weight, see what I can do there. I beat Thurman knowing I can handle myself at holding 154 pounds for a fight. I take the next
really
test fight.
Well, you can handle yourself at
154. Yes, you do, bro. You listen. That's not true. Not at all. That's not at all true, because we've seen how Bivol embarrassed. Because listen, we've seen how Bivol embarrassed Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo couldn't handle himself at that weight. Then he got to deal with a guy who's been at that weight.
He's a robotic fighter, anyhow. But let me ask you this question.
Well,
okay, so
wait a minute, but you just gave that example and how it didn't work out upon doing that. But you're still suggesting that despite the issue at the existing weight class, that this is the best route to go to. Are you still sure about that, even with the example of Canelo attempting to do something similar and it not working out?
Thank you.
It didn't work out because because it didn't work out because Canelo fought a true light heavyweight at a true light heavyweight class. He fought a guy that was good carrying the weight. No, it's not gonna happen if he don't know. Listen, Canelo
he gonna get mopped up.
How? He don't listen. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm telling you, it's guaranteed to happen if he wouldn't have fought Charlo right now, and he ain't never been at this class before. That's silly. And I'm trying to make money. I ain't gonna make because here's the problem. He goes to fight #1 contender at that weight class trying to get a title. Now, we clearly established that Earl Spence isn't that all-time great fighter like a Bernard Hopkins or a Roy Jones Jr. or anything else. Everybody here listen to us know that.
Pound for pound, he in the top 3. It was Canelo,
and
Spence in top 3 for pound for pound.
Do you see that from him? No.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why
don't see it. So why would I go and listen? I'm trying to get the payday, right? I'm trying to secure the bag or secure my legacy. And I have to do it at a risk of moving out of a weight class because the one guy that I need to fight in that weight class, I can't get it done.
But Enos is
I don't make no more money. Who?
Enos. Enos is
okay, he fights Enos in where? All right, so he beats Enos and don't fight Crawford. What are we saying? He ain't fought. We're gonna keep saying he ain't fought Crawford. We're gonna keep saying it.
But listen,
we're gonna keep saying it until he and if it don't happen.
You almost forced to because here's the deal. Let's
forced to now because ain't nobody gonna pay for that right now. Who's paying for Spence Enos or Crawford Enos? Nobody.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If he stay at 147 and he fight Thurman and Enos, you're gonna be forced to come back to the table with Crawford.
Why?
You ain't gonna go up then. Listen. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You're exactly right. So you're not gonna go up then. So remaining in the class. You already know this is the guy that's going to legitimize my legacy one way or another. They know that Crawford and Spence know they are the barriers to each other's legacy. We ain't going to say nothing if they stay in the same class and they never fought. We ain't going to say, we're not going to give them that. So it's not going to happen. So what do? I can move up, right? It's matter of fact, it's what Evander Holyfield did. He ruled like heavyweight and wasn't nothing else there. So he went up to heavyweight. Because that was the only next move to make.
It is something there where he leaving.
What? One fighter.
Two.
One fighter.
Told you. Enos and Crawford is there. They ready.
No, they are not there. No, they are not there. One of them is there. No, one of them is there, and there's no payday there because there's no marketability. You're not paying for that, bro.
This right here ain't.
You're not paying for Enos versus Spence.
You ain't really paying for Spence versus Thurman either.
No, because it's not built to be a payday fight. It's not built to be a $100 million marquee fight. It's built to be a test for me to see if I can handle myself at that weight. For then me to fight Charlo and us pay for that.
Okay, and then when he get mopped up.
Then listen. Okay. I'm not telling you that I'm not suggesting that it can't happen. I've never said that, but I get the path, and I guarantee you he gets mopped up if he goes up to 154, fights Charlo, and gets embarrassed. Now you're not gonna see him fight Charlo again because he don't have a payday. He's a B-side. He's a B-side on the negotiation table already. Because remember, 2 or 3 years ago he had that accident that altered his career. So he's not gonna get A-side money no more unless he makes.
Let's say he fight Thurman, smash him, fight Charlo and lose. Then what? Not what? Then what?
We still here, but we guaranteed to be here. No, you guaranteed to be here if you guaranteed to be here if you don't and you fight Enos. All right, you fight Enos and win. Cool. There's still the issue of you haven't fought Terrence Crawford. And that still remains. Whatever issues surrounding him fighting Terrence Crawford, they remain before and since Enos emerged as another viable contender. The point is, Enos is no disrespect to Enos, but he's a distraction. He's an excuse for y'all to say, well, he should have stayed here. Keith Thurman ain't an excuse because if he fights Keith Thurman, then he got to move.
You're talking about this is the big motivator here is money and longevity, and that's ultimately what Gully is pointing out because he's got 3 years worth of fights before he could possibly beat Charlo if he chooses to do so.
I know. Yeah, suspect to me. Let's keep the things rolling. Suspect to me. Keith, yeah, Earl. You sure it ain't Flynn? I don't think so. You can't win. Oh, we got a question that just came in. Let's see what this question, a comment actually. Let's see. My man D Rump weighing again. He said Boots looked shaky his last fight. Yeah. That's all right. These guys ain't doing nothing but doing what I've been saying from day one. They're gonna continue to give boxing a black eye. Anywho. We get to our real talk. All right. And here, right quickly, I just want to know I'm going to list or name Martin Scorsese's top films. And from the list that I want you to give me your top 3. I was having a discussion with someone a couple of days ago, and they said that Scorsese was not one of, but the best film director of all time. Here we go with that jumping out the tree stuff again. Now, I'll give Scorsese his due, no question to you. But when you say all time, the, not one of, but the all time, I got a problem with that. Y'all know I do specifications and not misappropriations when it comes to the verbiage, baby. You better be specific, as the youngins would say in kindergarten. You understand what I'm saying? When you're talking to Jay. Here are the list of movies. And I'm sure most of y'all, still some of y'all, have not seen The Outfit, nor Wakanda Forever. Shame on you all for that and not doing that. Okay. The Color of Money. These are some of Scorsese's best. The Aviator, Casino, The Irishman, Cape Fear, Gangs of New York, The Wolf of Wall Street, Taxi Driver, The Departed, Goodfellas, excuse me, and Raging Bull. Gully, you want to go first? Give me your top 3 from that list.
Restate them one more time, please, quickly.
All right. D-Runk, he really my boy now. He said, I seen The Outfit, fire. That's what I'm trying. D-Runk, I don't know, it's slow for the poll. I guess they might say sometimes somewhere. Outfit about that suit tailor. Yes, yeah, but you know, like he said, don't call me a tailor, call me a cutter. All right, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all slipping out there. I thought I was transmission 68 Buick sitting in the garage too long, but apparently I ain't the only one. Let me read the list again of some of Scorsese's best. The Color of Money, The Aviator, Casino, The Irishman, Cape Fear, Gangs of New York, The Wolf of Wall Street, Taxi Driver, The Departed, Goodfellas, and Raging Bull. Give me your top 3.
I have not seen The Wolf of Wall Street completely. I would like to think that would have been on my list. Casino.
Shame on you.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. Goodfellas is number 1 on that list. Goodfellas. I don't want to say, I just seen Casino. If you've seen Goodfellas, Casino was a derivative. No disrespect to it, but it's like it's like a second helping of an already great thing. So it don't stand on its own. Goodfellas was the best. Raging Bull, Departed was good, but Goodfellas, Raging Bull, and Gangs of New York. I've not seen The Wolf of Wall Street, and that's the thing. I recognize I'm flawed because I have not seen that.
We got another comment rolling in. D-Rock again. He's going Goodfellas, Irishman, and The Departed in that order. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, they all fantabulous. You know what I'm saying? I actually got the Gangs of New York, The Wolf of Wall Street, and The Departed. Double J, who you got?
So I'm going Goodfellas in this order: Goodfellas, Casino, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, you know what? That Taxi Driver, man. I had this. I was mulling over that for a minute. That Taxi Driver.
Can I tell you something though that was the most impressive to me that many may not realize is that in Goodfellas, it's Martin Scorsese's mother who was improving that role. That was just her playing herself. And that all-star group around her at that table was going with it.
Really?
That is
wow.
That just completely takes me to just I can't do anything more than that when I hear something like
you
that.
Learn something new every day. Dag, my Dukes was on the big screen being my Dukes. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, you can't shout out to the elders. Oh, okay. He said never see D-Runk said I'm with Gully. I never seen Wolf of Wall Street either. Yeah, that's a good one too, man. Wolf of Wall Street is a good one. But the Gangs of New York, I don't know if it get any better than that.
It was we're splitting hairs here.
I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, I'm trying to tell
what's undeniable though, his claim at being the greatest of all time, bro. We talking about movies. Even back in the day when we had a longer attention span, we talking about sitting in the theater for 3 to 4 hours and not even wanting to go to use the restroom. The ability to tell a story, and I'm a sleepy movie guy myself. I could like, I mean, it's very few movies of a long form like that I could stay awake in. Like, I could stay awake for a Scorsese movie, more likely than even a Tarantino, and that tend to have a bit more pop. So credit to Scorsese for being able to tell like The Irishman. I said you all of that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But at the end of the day, the reason why I say one of, no question, one of, but not the, man, you got Alfred Hitchcock on the other side, man. You got Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock been putting out classics, man, even before I was born. You know what I'm trying to tell you? I mean, his list, I mean, we wouldn't even have time. We had to do a whole show on just real talk with Alfred Hitchcock. Okay? I mean, Psycho by itself? Psycho now. Psycho by itself, man, outweighs some folks' trilogies. I'm just saying. And that's just one. And don't even get me started on the Birds. I mean, come on now.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Even to this day, even in Technicolor, black and white, I don't care how you serve it up on the plate. The Birds, man, it's lightweight jarring. D-Runk weighing in against that. I like The Irishman because it's my movie from almost every perspective. Yeah, no question. But, then too, so is Goodfellas and Casino for the most part. You know what I'm saying? All right, good stuff, fella. We're going to get to our last item on the menu. The Gridiron. Playoff predictions and other stuff. All right?
First of all, where TJ at? You call him, bring him back. You need to bring him down right now. Yeah. Right now. You ain't Double J. Oh, yeah, I got heat for you too. Don't. Nah. Yeah. You too. Oh, I've been waiting for this. That's why it's Who Day today.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry.
Get a hold of him, please.
Yeah, I'm doing that just now. Yeah, hold on. I'm doing that just now. Bear with me, y'all. I'm telling him, I'm sending him a text. Yeah, I sent him a text. We'll see if he come back. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list off the playoff participants from both the NFC and the AFC now that everything's a little finalized. And I want you all to tell me who are Super Bowl contenders. In the NFC, we got the Eagles, obviously, with the number 1 seeds by week. We got San Fran, Seahawks, Vikings, Giants, Bucks, Cowboys. From the NFC, and those participants, who is like, I'm talking about a legit Super Bowl contender. I give you $1,000 and say, put it on this team, and you do it without any hesitation. Double J, who's the Super Bowl contender from the NFC?
San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. Man, that McCaffrey move just put them on the top.
With a Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback.
Okay. I see what you did there. Okay. I see what you did there. Don't get it twisted. Mr. Irrelevant here these last few drafts, and I don't know how far back maybe, that became a lot more relevant lately here, okay?
So something I want to point out that many didn't realize with Brock Purdy is that the NCAA tried making a case for him in his team. They tried giving him national spotlight, including during the pandemic year in which that they were ranked at one point in time with Iowa State. So he was not new to me. I almost want to say there was a relationship between him and the gentleman who transferred to South Carolina now. But so again, the name Brock Purdy shouldn't have really been new to people, despite, the draft position. How he fell that far, I think largely was due to the lack of success at the national level. But again, it's a team game. Kyle Shanahan has proven that defensively, even with the absence of Robert Saleh now in the second year, of course, with the Jets, that it's a culture thing, that he clearly knows what he's doing. And then the acquisition of McCaffrey really just bolstered that offense. There's a huge difference here between when Garoppolo was at the helm. He specifically didn't use George Kittle in the way that Brock Purdy is. And what that's allowing is Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk to absolutely get far more looks. And then, of course, McCaffrey can be anywhere on the field, but you still have guys like Elijah Mitchell. That was the day one starter.
Yeah, because he just came back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so they're getting stronger, while a lot of these NFC teams, the Cowboys may lose in the first round.
Oh, it's not a may to it. They're done. They're done.
I think that was absolutely the worst draw that they could have had. Do we see someone like Sean Payton? Is there a coaching change? It has to be. The problem that I have with the Cowboys is that for years I questioned, is Jerry Jones really still trying to keep control by who he hires? And the answer was a resounding yes with Mike McCarthy. So very, very disturbing. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys are out, that you don't see both McCarthy gone and Dak.
Oh, I don't know about Dak, but okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you this. That's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones loves to cut his nose off to spite his face. We get to another comment here too. My man D Runk weighing in again. He said the Dolphins and Ravens don't have a quarterback, so Sunday might be a snooze fest. Yeah. One more. Yeah, I'm with you on that too. Cowboys going to the Super Bowl without any hesitation. 49ers no quarterback. I can't trust them. Ooh, I don't know, D Runk. I'm gonna say this about the Cowboys. They're more hyped than chutzpah. Okay, they are. They are. No, I'm just. Hey, listen. Be honest now. Let's be honest. Seriously. When you turn the tube on and they're on, do you really know which Cowboys team is going to show up? The one that beat the Vikings, smashed the Vikings, who's got the number one offense or whatever it is, the number one in one score games and is right there in the thick of it. Or are they going to be the Cowboys team that played yesterday against the Washington Commanders? I mean, they made the Washington Commanders look like, the second coming of J.J. Watt. That was applause at the end of that game. It's unbelievable how they do. You just don't know which team is going to show up.
Lose to a team with a third-string quarterback that has never played before?
Yeah, I get it. I understand the Cowboy fandom. I ain't knocking nobody's, but can you trust them? I'm just speaking from a football perspective. I don't know, man. Gully, what say you? Who you got? Who is a Super Bowl contender? I mean, I give you $1,000. I don't know why I keep saying $1,000. Maybe I'm about to get $1,000 soon. I'll give you $1,000 and I say, here, man, you can go put it on this team and you keep whatever it is that you win. You win, you keep it all. And I mean, you go do it with no hesitation. You put it down on what team?
San Francisco. All right. Is there more than one or is it just one?
Yeah, we got one for the AFC side too, but this is the NFC side.
If it's the one team that I say they're gonna do their thing, it out of the NFC, it's San Francisco. It's San Francisco for sure.
Yeah, D Runk said, hold on, he ran again. He said, hold on. He said, I predicted the Cowboys charge the Super Bowl before the season. I gotta roll with it. All right. That's your story and you sticking to it, man. Stick to your guns, baby. I understand it too. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm going down to the woods. It wasn't me. Okay. I'm just letting you know. I'm right. I'm going to the wheels fall off, baby. And on the AFC side, and then we'll come back to the NFC side and do the actual matchup breakdowns and stuff as well. We got the Chiefs, who obviously got the bye week. I mean, the Chiefs are so doggone good. They're so darn good. They out there doing ring around the posy. And then putting up 45 on you. You got the Bills, the Dolphins, Bengals, Ravens, Jags, Chargers. Gully, I'm coming back to you. I give you $1,000 and I say, man, here, put it on that team that you said they're gonna win it all, no hesitation.
Cincinnati.
Whoa. Don't shake your head, Double J.
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah, you and TJ, y'all's cards is revoked. Okay.
October 31st was a great day for Browns fans and Bengals fans.
Oh, okay. Well, do tell.
Because the Browns beat their rival and the Bengals ain't lost since.
I mean, because I think at that point in time on the P program, because I believe now you're talking about that.
And they played the Chiefs as well as you can play the Chiefs. You're not going to demolish them. You're going to be as capable. The Chiefs, I would say, if the Chiefs were to meet them in the conference championship, which actually, no, they won't.
They would steamroll them.
Because they have precedent for it.
Who would steamroll who? Who would steamroll whom, I should say?
Last time I checked, Burrow still doesn't have an offensive line, and that defense has always been suspect.
And that's all the more credit to Burrow because without having an offensive line, he's still getting it done.
Because we both know in a one game winner take all situation, people handle things differently, including Andy Reid and how their approach would have been.
Wasn't that the conference championship last year? What are you talking about? In Arrowhead.
Hold on, I was going to say, what's the last time the Bengals played the Chiefs? What happened?
The last 2 times they happened.
The last 3 times.
And that's fine, but that's not my pick anyway. So.
Oh, okay, got you. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so don't try to make a case. Don't try to make a case that can't be made in this case. I don't care what nobody's saying. Joe Burrow is a baller. He's the second coming of Joe Cool, and I don't do comparisons. But the guy don't have an offensive line, and he's still getting it done. Man, that dude got weapons. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon.
And the X factor, bro. The X factor. The X factor for that team.
Come on.
What are you?
Check the stats, bro. Check the stats of the game log.
Oh,
because that was the best thing. That was the worst thing that could have happened to the conference was Mixon getting injured. Because they found out, they actually have a tandem in the backfield.
Samaje P.
Come on, that'd be the
You didn't pick him up on your fantasy team?
No.
That's what happened. He hated
him. I had McCaffrey and Chubb.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and I won.
Yeah,
I won without Josh Allen playing that game.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, back-to-back champs.
Okay, got you. Yeah, but I guarantee you somebody that had Samaje P. Ryan, they won as well. Imagine that. Okay. Now we go back to the AFC. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Excuse me, the NFC. Excuse me. The Eagles obviously are the number 1 seed, but I got a question. And D-Runk, if you still there, man, and you want to weigh in, obviously go right ahead. Do your thing. Tell us who you think will be Super Bowl contenders, AFC, NFC. Oh, he did say he predicted the Cowboys. We just showed that. Didn't we just show that? Oh, he said he rolling with, okay, I got you. My bad. All right. Thanks for that, Double J. Yeah, right. Yeah, that little elbow right there. Anywho, I got a question, though, about the Eagles. Are they a lock? I don't think so either. That Jalen Hurts, that shoulder injury came at the wrong time.
That won't be their undoing. It's just they don't have enough. They were a victim of their circumstance. Look at the whole NFC.
What do you mean? They got A.J. Brown. What happened?
Yeah, you're right.
They got Devonta Smith. They got weapons now.
That's right. They're not going to be an easy out by any means, especially because of where they are.
And then we are talking about the number 1 seed. They did get the bye week.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Again, but 3 teams made it from their division. So sometimes you're a victim of circumstance.
Yeah, but
we just talked about. But what about them? Wait a minute. You're talking about a double-digit team wins. So are we giving too much credit? Because we're writing off the other 2. Why are we doing that about the other 2? Couldn't you suggest the Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb and Ezekiel Elliott and Dalton Schultz, and
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this then. Of the three teams you just mentioned, you just said that we're talking about the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles. At this point in the season, which one of the three is playing their best football?
The Eagles.
Fly
like the eagle.
Thank you, Gully Miller. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Eagles are playing better football. The big Eagles are playing better football. Do you really trust Daniel? Now, I'll tell you this. Well, we're getting ready to get to that in a second.
You could argue that Saquon Barkley has looked the best that he's ever been.
Yeah, but it's still question marks surrounding Daniel Jones. Come on now.
They have 10 wins. So again,
no, they don't. They had 9.
Okay, well, my apologies.
Yeah, please. Thank you. I accept. I accept your apology.
What is it?
What is what?
They have questions about Daniel Jones. We have questions about Jalen Hurts now.
We have questions about Jalen Hurts' injury. When Jalen Hurts is not injured, the Eagles are where they are.
I don't know. I don't trust Minnesota whatsoever.
I don't either. And that's the only reason you're picking the Giants.
Let me ask you this. Does this not do you remember a Giants-Vikings game about 20 years ago?
Yeah, with Randy Moss.
I feel like I don't see that game being close. It's either I don't know which way. Is it the Vikings of 2 weeks ago that went to Lambeau and just and then left?
Well,
or are we going to see the team that took Green Bay behind the woodshed in week 1? Again, Cousins, talk about the team that has weapons. They have TJ Hawkinson. They have Justin Jefferson, who's had a career year.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. Yeah.
So, again, this is why I'm suggesting that, as you state often, defense. Who has the best defense?
Giants. That's where I was going. I trust the Giants' defense way more than I do Minnesota's.
But with Daniel Jones, who you do not trust, Harrison Smith is still more than capable on Minnesota's side. If it came down to a final possession.
Well, Minnesota is 80-0 in one score games.
There's your answer.
Okay, but listen, this is the playoffs, baby. I am rolling with the Giants. I got question marks surrounding Daniel Jones. I think they'll be heavy on the Saquon and limited on the Jones. But when it comes to the Giants, I have to look at their playoff history. When they get in the playoffs and they have a defense, that's hard to go against, no matter who's in front of them. I'm just saying, they got a track record when they get to this point in the season, when they get there, of coming out more times on top than they do not. Gully, what say you? Am I making this up here? What am I doing here?
G-Man.
Who's your NFC conference final?
A conference championship?
Yeah.
Eagles and the Niners.
Yeah.
Eagles and the Niners.
Yeah.
But here's the
Eagles,
deal,
Niners.
Bucks, Cowboys. For a minute there, I thought Tom Brady's arm was looking more like Peyton Manning's. I thought it was Noodle City, baby. I did. But for whatever reason, when that guy gets into it, when he get into the round robin, I don't know, man. It's hard to bet against him. I just don't trust the Cowboys, man.
Now, wait a minute. Is there a scenario by which, wouldn't the Bucks being the division leader, is there a scenario by which the Bucks would meet the Eagles before a conference championship?
I don't think so.
Let's take a look here.
No, because the Bucks are a 4 seed. Okay, so San Fran beat the Seahawks. The Giants beat the Vikings. The Bucks beat the Cowboys. So if I'm looking at this right, the Bucks would play the Niners and the Eagles would play the Giants.
Okay.
right? Your highest seed
All right.
always gets the advantage of playing the lowest
Yeah,
seed.
they always play the lowest available seed. So no, they wouldn't.
Right.
If Tampa Bay somehow got to a conference championship,
Even if it was
Well,
the
no.
Cowboys.
It would be even if Tampa Bay wins, they play the Eagles.
No.
Yes, it's saying right here, CBS, the Eagles will be hosting a game, and the winner of the Cowboys Buccaneers game.
Ooh.
So wait. So how's that? Wait, how's that even possible? The Giants are a 6 seed. When they beat the Vikings and San Fran beats the Seahawks, barring injury and all that other, but again, this is the NFL. Anything can happen any given Sunday, right? The lowest seed always plays the highest seed. I'm trying to figure out where you're getting at. Yeah, where's that coming from?
Well, that's implying that the Giants would be out because they're playing the Vikings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
we saying the Giants beat the Vikings.
Oh no, because no. So Double J did answer my question, because my question was: is there a scenario where the Bucks would be able to meet the Eagles before a conference championship?
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
okay.
So the Giants would have to. Yeah.
Vikings would win, and then the Bucks would obviously be the lowest seed, because then you'd have San Fran is the 2 seed, the Vikings 3 seed, the Bucks the 4 seed. So that would be the case. So San Fran would end up playing the Vikings 2 and 3. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, that would be the scenario in which the Eagles will end up playing the Bucks. I don't bet against Brady, not in the playoffs. Sorry. So then, but I ask you this question: in that case, how bad will Brady beat the Cowboys?
Gosh,
I don't know about how bad.
He hooked up with Mike Evans twice. No, 3 times. And what was the last game of the season there, or the game previous? Mike Evans
that the
3
Cowboys,
catches for 4,000 yards in one game and 3 touchdowns?
The Cowboys franchise is 0-7 against Tom Brady.
I'm not surprised. I mean, that's got to be one of them things where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
To that point, I feel like there are few athletes across sports where you can take stats like that, and it has weight, whereby we saying, well, he's never lost to this franchise, even though it ain't like the same team every year. You know what I mean? It's not the same Cowboys from the year that Tom Brady got drafted, of course. So, but I feel like in some of those scenarios, Tom Brady's the one athlete where you can bank on those historical stats. Like, hey, man, he's never lost to this franchise. He's never lost to this franchise in cold weather, or he's never lost in this situation, or he's never won in a certain situation. I bet on him to be able to shatter that. And I think in that scenario, I think Tampa Bay does beat Dallas.
I do too. All right, moving over to actually one question on the Niners. Niners don't win it all because ...
Gully, go for it.
The Bengals go to the Super Bowl.
Way to play password.
Yeah, the Bengals go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you don't want to touch that, Double J? Because your buddy TJ's not here? Unbelievable.
No, I'm. So, are you saying they don't win it all, or they don't appear?
I'm saying give me the Niners, because I'm thinking the Niners going to win it all. But
really?
I'm asking this question. Yeah, I do. I think they're going to win it all.
Unless it's Cincinnati.
No, I don't.
Okay, that's basically, yeah. Come on now, let's be real now. Let's be real.
I think Buffalo comes out.
Let's be real. Kyle Shanahan. We want to talk about a guy who has top shelf, filet mignon and things of that nature. This is the same guy who was in Cleveland and made Brian Hoyer look like a Hall of Famer.
You know what? I would say.
Hey, but wasn't he also the offensive coordinator of the Falcons?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Or the Super Bowl, the 28-3. Halftime leading Falcons.
Maybe
Yeah,
Not
with all that firepower, with Matt Ryan, with all of that.
No, but that's the thing. It's believe it or not, it's his defenses. It's not so much the offense. The offense.
Well,
is
when
always
has
capable.
Kyle Shanahan ever had a full complement of what he has now on the offensive side of the ball? I'm just talking
In
about
that Super Bowl.
position.
In that Super Bowl, they were uplifting.
The running back
whoa.
wasn't that good for that Atlanta team.
Yeah, wait. That's what I'm saying. Okay, wait. You telling me that he didn't had a you talking about Julio Jones is what you driving at? I'm saying a full complement. We talking about IU, Debo Samuels. What's my man that just came back, number 25?
Mitchell. Elijah. Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell. Who's the other wide? George Kittle, the tight end. He gets another wide receiver. That's pretty good.
And Christian McCaffrey too. Don't forget about him.
And Christian McCaffrey.
Understanding all of that. Only Cincinnati would beat them in a Super Bowl.
Disagree.
I don't.
Remember, they also have one of the Bosas on the defense there who just
Nick Bosa. I understand. All that being said,
but the Bengals defense is underrated too.
Severely underrated, and they play teams close like
guys just recently.
Yeah, but who? But again, outside of right now, other than the 49ers and the Bengals, who has more at the skill positions better than those two? Boyd, Jamar, and who was the other guy?
Higgins.
Man, I'm 3 of the top receivers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That dude got 3 bona fide weapons. And he got Joe Mixon and Samaje PP Ryan or whatever it is. Excuse me, yo. I didn't mean to say that. The guy that you don't like for whatever reason.
It's just average.
Oh, please. He ain't playing like it. Playing well above it, if you ask me. And I don't need to see plus minus on that one, baby. I'm telling you. The guy gets plus yards every time he touched the ball. He filled in very well. Remember now, they were 4-4 at one point in the season, and somebody on this P program said they wouldn't win another game. Oh, my goodness. Who said that? Imagine that. Mm-hmm. Who better in these playoffs right now? Got a better trifectum, trio, triumvirate, whatever you want to call it, than the Bengals and the 49ers right now. Not the Eagles, not the Chiefs. Even though Mahomes, without Cheetah, he utilizes all of his other guys. You know what I mean? He's more. He's been more of a distributor. He's the best distributor in the playoffs, I think. But as far as skills positions, who's better?
Well, couldn't
the
you
Dolphins,
make the case
maybe.
that Tampa Bay, right, minus maybe the tight end, because you still have Julio Jones, Mike Evans, Godwin.
They're not Tyler Boyd. They're not Boyd, Higgins, and Jamar.
What?
Evans is a dog, but they're not. Them
Julio Jones isn't who he used to be, but he's still quality. Chris Godwin
right
is
now,
very underrated.
Right now, if it was these two players were standing side by side, Jamar Chase, Julio Jones, which one would you pick?
You wouldn't. It would be Jamar Chase and Mike Evans.
No. I'm just saying, which receiver would you take?
You would have
Jamar
to do
Chase
one
or
for
Julio
one. So this is what I'm saying. You tell me, Jamar Chase or Mike Evans?
Jamar Chase.
Okay. Then T. Higgins or Chris Godwin?
Higgins.
Tyler Boyd or Julio Jones?
Tyler Boyd.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Joe Mixon or Leonard Fournette?
Joe Mixon.
Now that one takes some thought. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I don't think it's a runaway. But yeah, I think that's a push over Fournette. Why?
Because Mixon, he took some time away from his body getting beat up for a few weeks. He's fresh. He's fresher than Fournette right now. Talent wise, I'll say it's a push. But on the freshness side, he's fresh. He's fresh legs, baby. fresh legs. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Joe Burrow or Tom Brady?
See what I mean?
I'm just asking the questions. I'm just here to ask the questions. Okay, let's slide on up to the AFC side so we can get on up out of here. I do got to go to work in the morning. Bills Dolphins. Without Tua Tagovailoa, do we need to even discuss that? Okay. Bengals Ravens. We already know Lamar is playing, but he really shouldn't be playing. It's the Jags and the Chargers. That's the matchup that's very, very interesting. Captain Sunshine is balling. Doug Peterson did it before. He done been on the big stage. And he had Nick Foles in one. Going into this play.
I don't trust San Diego or Chargers.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, got you. Yeah, that's a faux pas. Yeah, Gully, do you trust the Chargers? Listen, Staley will be fired after this season. Wow. Why in the world would you be playing Mike Williams? Why?
I ain't.
Me either. I ain't either.
I sound like Eddie Murphy. I sound like Eddie Murphy doing James Brown.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know what you say. Yeah.
Yeah, because Staley is. It wasn't just Mike Williams got hurt. Who else got hurt? Somebody significant. Who's the pass rusher for the Chargers?
Bosa.
Joey.
Yeah, he got hurt too.
Big brother Bosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got hurt too. Neither one is playing in this game, I don't believe. Mike, maybe. But Bosa, I'm almost certain he won't be playing in this game. Staley has got to be, and I don't use this word often, he got to be the dumbest. NFL coach ever. Yeah, and I said ever. So my question to you all on the AFC side is, can the Jags take down one of the three that we assume or already grandfathering in? Can they take down the Chiefs, the Bills, or the Bengals? Because I'm telling you right now, don't look now. But the Jags could Muhammad Ali, I'm talking about shook up the world their way to the big bowl, baby.
Ooh, that's a strong statement. Like they almost did a few years ago.
I'm just saying.
This franchise has a precedent for being a disruptor.
I'm trying to tell you. All
right, you tell me how they beat the Chiefs going to Arrowhead.
Doug Peterson and that defense. Because nobody expected the Eagles to beat them Patriots and Tom Brady. And they cooked up something special for him.
They did.
You don't beat Tom Brady on the biggest stage. Many have tried, and many more have failed.
Unless your name is Eli Manning.
Oh well, you know that's the Mannings, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's pedigree, baby. I'm not surprised at that. You know what I'm saying? Or Michael Strahan. Who saw that coming? Who saw the Philly special coming? Who saw that coming? The Philly special was akin in that moment, especially to what Sean Payton did coming out of that halftime with the onside kick. Now tell me I'm lying.
No, it was akin to the annexation of Puerto Rico that the little Giants ran.
Okay, same difference. Same difference. Well, that's a classic too. That's on the level of the Sandlot, by the way. The Little Giants. I'm still looking for Icebox. I got a crush on Icebox. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So at the end of the day, who we got in the Super Bowl, man? Let me hear it.
Cincinnati, San Francisco.
All right. I just wanted to hear. I just wanted to make sure you weren't going to back up off of it. Double check who you got.
Bills, Niners.
How do the Bills get there?
You're not picking the Bills. Oh,
how do the Bills
Rich,
get
where
there?
Where are you at? Look, he gonna try to hide
yeah. Circle the wagons for him. Yeah, go ahead, circle the wagons. No, circle the wagons. Go ahead, give it to him. Tell me how the Bills get there.
Yeah,
Josh Allen.
No, I'm saying like they pass. Like what's they? So that means they'll end up beating Kansas City in a neutral site, which all right.
Already beat them once.
That's true.
Man, I think the Jags can beat the Bengals, the Bills, and the Chiefs.
If they do that, they bet not lose the Super Bowl. That's the type of team, like, if you're going to be that storybook, you bet not lose. You don't do all of that and then get there and lay an egg.
I'm trying to tell you, well, we've seen it happen in the NBA Finals. One said, oh, excuse me. Woo. Yeah, my arthritis allergies is acting up. Yeah, I'm going to jump out the tree right here, man. I got San Fran on the NFC side. My head tells me the Chiefs.
Well, you know, hard head make a soft.
Oh, but don't say that. This is a family program now, okay? But my
heart listen. You can fill in the rest.
My heart is telling me the Jags.
Why?
Because I watched what they did, and I know the Titans. What you do when you beat a Mike Vrabel team? Did you watch that game? And Trevor Lawrence left he left some points out there on the field. What I'm saying to you, man, they peaking at the right time, and you know just as well as I do how many times we done seen a wild card team get in and run the table. Pittsburgh Steelers,
New York Giants.
Hello, man. Yeah. Anything can happen, man. I'm not. Hey, listen, I wouldn't put if the Jags end up in the Super Bowl, man. I for one would not be surprised.
No, listen, Mike Vrabel has overstayed his welcome in not being able to have a team with with confidence at quarterback and at the wideout, man. That's why A.J. Brown left.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
You at some point you have to be able to make that a threat or a viable option. You can't play 11 on 10 deep into the postseason, even if that's what gets you there, right? Don't we talk about regular season, postseason?
Yeah. You ain't lying. Well, at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to this weekend's slate of NFL games. They got 75 games on this weekend, 25 games on Saturday, 13 games on Sunday, and 1 on Monday. I'm just saying. That's got to be an unprecedented first. You get what I'm trying to tell you? But yeah, it's gonna be all good. And as like I like to always say, we will be back next Monday, God willing. You know what I mean? To come back after the fact, after these weekends playoff games. But yeah, go Giants, G-Man, right? Yeah, it's all good. And on that note, I'll leave you without a quote. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Wednesday at 9 on the PM side, right here on the yard. Or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and of course, YouTube. Make sure when y'all on the YouTube YouTube side, y'all hit that little bell icon. Ling. Yes, and that's the subscribe button. Obviously, I don't know why I can't say that 5 times, 3 times too fast. And we be much obliged, obviously. If that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my man's Be Rich, Double J, Doc, TJ, who came and left because he didn't want none of this Smizzo, my man D Runk, as always, Mrs. Alva, and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you. Did I say D Gully? My bad. If I didn't say D Gully, for D Gully as well. All those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla!